We are the Northbound Collective, and our bench is the Flow Bench, and it's located at the Connaught Crossing at the Royal Docks. My name is Maria, and these are my colleagues.
My name is Yara, and I'm part of the Northbound Collective team.
My name is Pak, and I'm part of the team as well, and I'm currently a graduate engineer at Civic Engineers.
My name is Margot, and I'm part of the team at Northbound Collective, and I'm also a graduate structural engineer at Momentum.
My name's Dima, and I'm a Part 1 assistant.
We are the Northbound Collective, and we came together specifically for the London Festival of Architecture Pews and Perches competition. I approached my partners after seeing the brief online, and we already knew each other because we recently graduated from the University of Sheffield. And I believe that the combination of our diverse skills and the intersection of our fields would be ideal when embarking on this design journey. Seeing as some of us studied architecture, landscape architecture, and structural engineering.
What we really liked when we saw the site is kind of how we can kind of reconnect that bench to people living along the Royal Docks. And it kind of sparked the idea that maybe this bench can be, part of a bigger journey and part of kind of the identity of people living on the area. Kind of the whole design sparked from the idea of identity and designing the waterfront thing. So we basically were thinking we want to utilize existing materials happening on the site, and one of that materials was paddle boards. So we're thinking using that as a primary seat for the bench, as well as kind of using reclaimed bricks because it was in abundance in that area.
The brick base is curved because it follows the form of a wave, basically. And then also building on the history of the Royal Docks and the history related to shipping and water, because water's so abundant in that area. It just made sense to work on that theme.
After visiting the site and seeing the water sports in progress, we were also inspired by posters that were posted around the site that were discussing the problems that the community of the Royal Docks is currently facing. These posters were highlighting the fact that people feel disconnected from the waterfront. So we invited people to come along one day and draw on the surfboard itself what the Royal Docks mean to them and reconnect with the waterfront.
To allow people a sense of ownership in that area. So it's kind of like the bench belongs to them rather than like standalone art piece that doesn't have any relation to the context. And I think working on that context was one of the main drivers of the bench.
We tried to create a literal and metaphorical space of inclusivity and diversity, which is why you can see that the low and the high bench are placed with a distance between them. That distance was purposefully designed and put there in order for people with mobility needs to take that space and be included within the design. We had the opportunity to attend a community forum at the Royal Docks and present. We received great feedback, and it was really interesting to see the community be invested in our design proposal. As a group of recent graduates, that was a really great opportunity for us. As a collective, we also attended a mentoring session hosted by Narrative Practice. And there we had the opportunity to consult professionals that are at a later stage in their careers, which was quite helpful in developing our proposal and seeking out manufacturers.
One of the main challenges that we initially encountered within our design is how to actually allow this bench to be constructed and deconstructed easily on site. And one of the final solutions that we came up with is that for the actual curved leg of the bench, we would essentially be detaching it into 4 equally units, which will be all prefabricated off-site, which then allows it to be easily bolted on site for the usage for the duration of its lifetime. And when the time is right, the bench can be detached and be shifted elsewhere, but not as a whole heavy unit, which would increase the actual costings and also the time frame of how much effort is needed to move things around, essentially. We are all still graduates. Everything is a very massive learning curve to us, which is a very great opportunity for us to actually get our hands on the nitty-gritty from start to finish. Right now, everyone's working at different paces, everyone's getting different experiences in life. I think with this project, not only it has allowed us to see things in the bigger picture, but also allowed us to be more independent and confident with our projects as a whole.
In general, in engineering and architecture, when you first start out, what tends to be the case is that it's a long time before you're able to see something that you've designed in the real world. This opportunity by LFA to basically get a bench from literally from conception all the way until production is a very unique opportunity because it kind of goes through all of the stages of design and then all of the stages of production and all the logistics to do with managing production and all the logistics with sourcing materials. And it kind of throws you somehow like in the deep waters and forces you to do all of that quite quickly as a team. In that sense, we were quite fortunate to be able to participate in a project like this.
I think it's really cool how we kind of get to take on every single role. So, for example, I've been mainly working on like the admin and like sourcing the surfboard and like sending emails, which usually I wouldn't really do. I can just be like drawing and attending site visits. But I think doing all of those different roles, I think has taught us a lot of things in such a small period of time. And I think it's just really cool how we got to design it and then see it built, and we'd be involved in every single part of that. So yeah, massive learning curve.
I think one of the reasons why our group is able to collaborate so well is exactly because each one of us has different experiences and a unique set of skills. Some of us are working in bigger practices, some of us in smaller ones, some of us are graduate engineers, others are working within architectural practices. So the combination of this wide range of skills and knowledge has been very helpful in realizing our design and actually making it happen.
I think it's probably a call for all young designers to actually be involved in any competitions and anything's happening through the LFA, because I think it's a great opportunity to develop further your skills and test things and collaborate with creative people, because we wouldn't have done that if we were not interested and we're not curious about the design and where can that get us. So I think we definitely encourage all young graduates and professionals to collaborate and to kind of go to different competitions and try different things, because it can work out. And even if it doesn't, it's such a fulfilling process. It's demanding, yes. It requires so much time, but it's definitely fulfilling, and it definitely pushes you out of the comfort zone. We had the opportunity to get contributions from Mishal Merch. So we got free bricks from them, and we highly thank them for this opportunity, because it's really hard to get, and these bricks were highly sustainable and highly recycled bricks, which is exactly what we were looking for.
We would also like to thank the community of the Royal Dogs itself and everyone that attended our participatory activity and engaged with our design process.